Hey community. So today we will see what happens to the DevOps profile if a platform similar to ChatGPT gets integrated. Okay. So suppose any platform maybe in future gets developed. Okay. And as an example, we will take today like suppose with the cloud, suppose like AWS or any cloud, maybe like Azure or anything. We will just take AWS. So suppose AWS cloud gets integrated with a platform like ChatGPT. Okay, any kind of automated tool or automated platform like ChatGPT. So what happens? Okay, so suppose this is a platform. Okay, it has own capabilities of automating. So leave the Terraform aside. Don't consider like Terraform is a infra automation and all that is like whole a coding part and everything. So we don't have to take the configuration part and all those things. So Terraform is different. We just don't consider Terraform. Just consider the platform like ChatGPT, which can automate with just commands. Okay. So before starting that, let's check with the ChatGPT itself. Okay, so let's go copy the whole content. Let's see what currently ChatGPT gives. Okay, I'll just type hi. Give me answer to this. If a platform similar to ChatGPT gets integrated into DevOps, it is unlikely to have a significant impact on the DevOps profile. DevOps is set for practices and principles that focus on collaboration, automation, and continuous. You can read that, right? In fact, DevOps team can leverage platforms like ChatGPT to enhance their collaboration. Okay. Overall, the integration of platform like ChatGPT into DevOps would likely to be viewed as a valuable tool, or that could enhance the productivity and efficiency of DevOps. Anyway, that could be it is just inbuilt thing. That's what ChatGPT gives right now. But we will just consider some tool comes in cloud tomorrow, and then what happens. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so suppose this is our cloud. Okay, like AWS or anything. So suppose this is our cloud, AWS. Okay, this is AWS, and then from AWS what happens? So it's integrated with the platform. This is a platform. Okay, so now suppose just for the chat, just take for now as a chat GPT UI. Okay, this has the commands and all these things you can give. Okay, and all these things comes here. So suppose tomorrow some platform comes which is integrated. This is already integrated in cloud. Okay, so what happens? What you have to do? Suppose you just have to go log in, open a platform. This one, I mean, second number, and third, start typing your requirements. Okay, and fourth, it will get done. Suppose these are the 4 steps. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so suppose this platform comes. Okay, now it has no limitation. Suppose there is no limitation, it will only ask you the particular questions for questions, question above questions, I mean, and then you have to provide all the answers as per your requirement, and it will be automatically configuring it. As an example, as I said, just leave the Terraform aside. So how in Terraform we used to provide everything, right? In infra, what all requirements we have, what all zones we have to provide. As an example, like suppose any EC2 or any S3 bucket we have to create, what all things, name, versioning in S3, in EC2, which kind of T2.micro, large, small, medium, whatever kind of instance we have to create, all those details we used to provide, right? So suppose this is also a platform and it's integrated with the AWS. So what happens when you start it, you will just give the command like suppose I'm just distributing the few steps and like how may it can be done in future. Suppose you just have to provide your first detail, need to create EC2 instance. Okay, then suppose after this, once you do that, it will ask you some various questions, which kind of EC2, T2.micro and all these things it will ask. Okay, so then you may have to provide or tick, or any kind of form comes or any like question comes, you just have to provide, suppose like T2.micro. Then it will ask you the, maybe in the third step it will ask you which kind of OS, maybe like Ubuntu or anything, Ubuntu or CentOS or Linux, Amazon Linux or anything. So then you provide yes. Then in the next it will ask you a few other things, maybe like maybe it will reduce the work that you are doing, maybe by clicking or by automating through Terraform or CloudFormation or anything, and from any template. So suppose like it will be smart enough, once you provide the T2.micro, few things it will set up. Maybe it will ask you some hint of the project name, that or the name of the server that you want to provide. Suppose you have given like project test or something, it will automatically picks and provide you some ID along with your project and everything. It gets assigned in the name itself, and then suppose it will reduce some work for you, and it automatically assigns the VPCs and default VPCs and everything. You don't have to select, and support directly it comes to you to provide the protocols and all, and you have TCP and all will be allowed, or suppose HTTP and all will be allowed on 80. Okay, and it will ask you any other thing, HTTPS or anything you have to provide. So you may have to, you may not, you just have to select, and then it will configure easily, and it in like maybe in the fourth step, after doing all these things, it will create a server and show you like, yeah, now you can view. Now suppose here link itself comes here, you just have to click, the click will take you to again to the view UI of the EC2 instance, where everything will be configured, right? So that's how like in the basic. Suppose in first step, suppose like this, it will create you an EC2 instance, right? Maybe so that conversation gets over. Maybe in the next chat, now you start with, suppose like set up a VPC for me, or set up an S3 for me. VPC, just take a VPC for example. So in VPC, if you put that, like again in VPC, it will like create the VPC, of course, but it will ask you some questions, which kind of subnets you need, public subnets you need, private subnet you need, or any IPCIDR configuration you want to do. So that it may ask, or it may not also, automatically it defines. And the route table, it may ask you some questions to route your traffic. If it's not, it is automatically the default configuration, and as per the smartness it will take, as per the inbuilt system. So maybe just in 2-3 steps it will create a VPC and give you the VPC. Okay, in next steps, like suppose this is first step, in second step you have created the VPC. Suppose in third step you again start a conversation, and again you say here, now connect my VPC to my this EC2 server, or you provide the link of that server, sorry, ID of that server that has been created. So suppose, yeah, so you just give the instruction clearly, my this VPC should get connected with my created server. So it will be smart enough, and it will be directly going and automatically assigning the, instead of default VPC, your newly created VPC will get assigned to this EC2. Okay, right? So yeah, so that could be one way. In such a way it will be capable of doing everything, like whatever will be the commands in one conversation, you can easily make your infra. Instead of, maybe I'm just assuming and it's just my opinion, maybe in future, like instead of Terraform or any template formats, maybe some automated tool comes which only ask you the inputs, and it will be automatically creating the infra, which will be little dangerous for the DevOps profile. As you see that lot of our work has been reduced. Maybe for this thing, maybe one or two guy needed. So maybe the one guy itself can do that and provide the instructions, right? Or the developer itself can do it. So it could be in like for now it's not, but maybe in future there could be the possibility of some integrated tool comes inside the cloud itself, which will only take a human assistance little bit, and it will be automatically creating the infrastructure. So of course the DevOps profile will get impacted, and the headcount will reduce for sure. So that's what I think. That's what I am thinking. That's what I am seeing. Like whatever Chat GPT or any kind of new tools which are coming and they might be doing in future, the same thing can be done with our profile as well. Mostly with the AWS or with the cloud side, as far as I understand for now. Maybe for CI/CD implementations and all, like for now itself, ChatGPT and all, they are already providing the, like anyways they are already providing you any kind of CI/CD profile or the sample of that, or at least some extent it is providing. So CI/CD though, it can be done anytime, but for the cloud, if it comes, then for sure profiles will get impacted. Yeah, I hope. Let's see what happens in future. Thank you so much.